Touting my name, touting my style like an energy. I never fall short, I just keep coming. I huff and I snort to the goal, yo. I ain't your friend, ho, I take you down, though. We fight for our rights, this isn't a game. We live for the ride, we're going down in flames. We don't give nothing when nothing is due. In the end, when it falls, it's on top of you.
Here. If you lost and just seen us, it's been a whole while, but we back, folks, because you know what time it is. You know how we get down, and we. Oh, it feels so good to be back here. Madam Rice, Fresco Matic, and once again, welcome to another jam-packed edition of the Fresco Show. Episode 22. You know, Madam Rice, we are almost 1 year to the day since the Fresco Show debuted on this planet. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness. You know what? We got a lot to get into today. We got a lot to keep up on. We got a special guest coming on later on the show, so don't you go nowhere, folks. Don't you go nowhere. I see you. I'm gonna put my title here, all right? All right, and here it is. The Fighting Championship. Another champion gonna be on the board today. And let's go ahead and get started. We got no time to waste.
No time to waste.
Look at the seat, man. You know, the Go Live studio always upgraded whenever I pop in.
Wow, episode 22, huh?
22.
Wow.
Yeah.
Time flies.
Behold, you are now in the presence of the fly. Once again, y'all, thank you so much. We are going live here, not just on Twitter, not just on Facebook, but live on Periscope, Twitch, YouTube, Go Live Vegas, and many more, folks. Avo.tv. We are everywhere, folks. Do not go anywhere. This is the Fresco Show. Before we get started, guys, I need me a little drink. And since we had the special occasion of having some flavor on the show, I decided to go a little different route. Normally, I would get me some E&J, some Hen Dog, you know, Jack and Coke, whatever the case may be. But today, I had to get a little spicy. I had to get the Jose Cuervo. Hola, Levato, the Jose Cuervo. The especial Jose Cuervo. You know, I'm going to go ahead and pull this up because it's about that time, y'all. Let's get the music going and let's go ahead and get to news on the fly.
Wrestling Mainstream is back for the fans.
Oh, yeah. So, of course, this past week in the wrestling world, we got a whole lot. Hold on one second. Let me get this mic situated. Is that better? All right, there it is. All right. So this past week, we had a lot of things going on in the wrestling world. We had all the shows, the main shows on the main area are now back, wrestling in full capacity crowds, or at least close to it. We seen, of course, Wednesday, AEW Dynamite had an awesome crowd popping off. Crowd was there, excited to see. And then Friday night here at Friday night in Texas, also on SmackDown. Big show as well. Crowd was excited to see everyone from Roman Reigns to Edge to Rey Mysterio to everyone around. And then to top it off, Money in the Bank and Slammiversary did a great job of bringing stuff back. But I'm just happy to see that, kind of back in the fold. It's really good to see. Let me get this echo out of here. But yeah. So, Madam Rice, you've seen crowds between, only a few dozen to none to seeing full capacity back. What's it like for you seeing wrestling back in this form?
Well, it's very exciting as an audience member. I love watching live wrestling. And it feels more like a community, honestly. When the crowds were taken away, there were no audience. It felt empty and kind of sad.
Yeah.
But now that things are starting to come back in full effect, one way or another, it feels good.
Good.
Yeah.
Same here. I'm feeling real good about what's to come because this is what we work hard for. This is what we try to get back to get to the film where everyone is involved, everyone's feeling what they got to feel, and we're just vibing. It's a wonderful thing. What do we got next?
John Cena returns to face Roman Reigns.
Okay, normally I don't try to go too much in on details on the shows, but last night at Money in the Bank, it was such an amazing time to just be part of the industry and watching as well. After a classic main event between Edge and Roman Reigns, someone came back who hasn't been seen in a long time. The 16-time world champion, the man who's been holding it down for over a decade for the company, John Cena hit. And I swear, when I seen that, I've never seen a bigger audience reaction in years than what I seen from John Cena. So, and then of course, the Raw started off a few hours ago. He's back on the show talking mad trash about Roman Reigns. So I'm just like, okay, we're getting right into the shiznig right away.
Yeah, like he never left. He's like, hey, I'm here. What up?
I'm here, and he's already throwing shots at Roman. I can't wait to see how this back and forth goes. A lot of times with the match is maybe the third most important thing when it comes to a big feud. It's all about the build. It's all about the back and forth, getting people excited to see what's going to happen when these two finally meet. And this match has been done before, but it's years now. So much has changed. The tribal chief is here. He's not the same Roman Reigns it was years ago. And now we're going to see exactly what can Roman Reigns say to John Cena now. Because I've watched him for his whole career. I've never seen him get owned on the mic before. Not even The Rock could own John Cena for long. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
What we got next?
Is Las Vegas the new wrestling paradise?
Now that match between John Cena and Roman Reigns will actually take place right here in the Sin City at Allegiant Stadium for SummerSlam. That's gonna be the main event, and that's gonna be absolutely big. And I think the question now is Vegas really getting this resurgence of being a paradise now? Because we got not only SummerSlam coming to Vegas, we got Bound for Glory, Impact's biggest pay-per-view of the year. They're going to be here later on in October as well. Oh, snap. Turn down a little bit.
Oh.
Yeah. So, and now the thing is now with Bound for Glory coming through for Impact. Now you got AEW being involved with it, New Japan being involved with it, AAA being involved with it. It's truly a whole big spot of all these companies coming together, and they're coming right here to Vegas.
Yeah.
I think that's not a coincidence. Not a coincidence at all. It's been growing for a while. It's been growing for a couple of years now, but it's really starting to pick up steam. Everyone's coming to the city, whether it's for sports, a new life, a new career, or in this case, a new wrestling venue.
Yeah, and you know what? I have to agree with you 100% because, like, when the pandemic hit, everything sort of stopped, right? And then it took a little bit to get things back and going, but now Las Vegas is the focal point. Las Vegas is where you want to be, basically.
Pretty much. You know what's going on in Cali. Everyone's trying to leave. Everyone's trying to get up out of there as quick as possible. All the stuff going on over there, places, Northwest people trying to leave, trying to give opportunities. What better than to come to Vegas right now? That seems like the move. And Impact, may also move their headquarters here, I'm hearing too. So,
what?
The more the merrier. That's all rumor and hearsay, but we got some sources. So we'll see what happens from there. What do we have next?
GCW versus FSW. Who represents Vegas?
1 second before I get into this, let me get this shot in finally. Oh yeah, the Jose Cuervo.
Ooh.
Okay, so now look at this now. So FSW, GCW are going to face off in a promotional show that same weekend for SummerSlam. Because the whole world is coming to our city,
Okay.
including the most popular and most standout independent promotion out right now that's traveling, and that is GCW. The question will be, I know the guys in the locker room, that whole roster wants to be represented on that show against GCW on that weekend. So the question will be who there's only so many spots available, but I tell you what, I know right now for a fact I gotta see Lights Camera Faction against 4 of whoever GCW has to offer.
Absolutely.
And I think and if, let's be real, if FSW was smart and trying to get some money in their pocket, they would have Lights Camera Faction main event whoever we're going up against. And the thing is, they know that, but they want to play games. So here's the thing, FSW. If you want the best to represent you guys and not get your ass kicked by GCW, you need to call the Faction Report. Also, you got guys who should be on there. I would say, Hammerstone should be on there. He's a big guy. He should destroy most people on there. If Vandergriff, survives this weekend against Ice Williams, for sure, he should be representing FSW. In your mind, who should go up against GCW representing us? Anyone from the
Okay, let's see.
women's roster, Nevada State roster, No Limits roster.
Well, of course, I have to say Maserati.
Maserati will be a good, of course, our dominant women's champion. Strella. One of those two will definitely probably kill whoever they got on the other side, honestly. That's an easy dub if you have one of those two representing us.
And I love Sky High. I've got to,
Sky High,
gotta put them in
there. Sky High is cool. They're gonna find out some work this weekend.
Yeah.
We look at them again, but
like you said, Vandergriff,
Vandergriff, all those dudes. Yeah, they all represent FSW enough alongside us, after us.
Yeah.
To go ahead and put on that flag.
And I'd like to see Jay Vidal.
That would be a great choice.
Yeah, I think so.
I do. What else we have? We running through it.
We are. Tyler, the Creator, drops a new album. Is Kanye West next?
So, I'm a music head, hip hop head all the way. I try to get as much music drops here as possible on the show. And of course, Tyler, the Creator, dropped his new album several weeks ago. We weren't on air when it came out, but I absolutely love it. It's great. Lumberjack is an amazing album. It's a whole vibe. You can smoke to it, you can ride to it, you can do all types of stuff to it. And it's great to see someone who started off from just being a rapper that everyone was afraid of because of his counterculture and what he brought, to being now just a mega superstar. And everyone just accepts him for who he is. It's one of those. The big question will be, will Kanye West, who popped up in Vegas earlier this weekend, he's dropping an album next. There's actually a listening party going on tonight here in Las Vegas for his new album, I think Donda, named after his mom.
Wow.
The question will be, will we ever get the old Kanye again?
No, absolutely not.
No, not at all. We won't we won't even see a glimpse of it.
Okay, we might see a glimpse of it,
Man.
but Kanye isn't, the guy who got his jaw wired shut anymore. He's just not that Kanye. Of course, it lives within him, of course, but he's evolved. He's, changed in a good way. And of course, it's within him, but I don't think we'll see the full Kanye ever again.
He showed up in Vegas on the middle of a 110-degree weather day in a hoodie and a full face ski mask to the game. I kid you not. And I'm like, man, I get you trying to, I get the gimmick, but are we really going that far to preserve the gimmick? You about to have a heat stroke out here in Vegas?
Look, everyone who was in Vegas knew how hot and sweaty he was up under all that.
Yeesh.
Okay?
Jesus.
All right. Know.
What else we got?
Does NBA... Oh, whoa. Rest in peace to Big Marky. I couldn't get that one out.
Oh.
Does the NBA find that you can rely on smaller market teams? Do they prove Does the NBA prove that you can rely on smaller market teams?
Between the Suns and the Milwaukee Bucks, they have been going back and forth. It is a great series going on. But I feel like a lot of people aren't really giving a whole lot of love because it's not the main squad. It's not the Lakers. It's not the Golden State Warriors. It's not LeBron. You know, it's not something like that of the ilk. But, I think NBA is in a situation now where all their teams got knocked out early. All the teams supposed to win, Brooklyn, LA, all got knocked out, and the young guys are coming in and doing things now. Ratings, I think, are showing, too, that people just like good basketball if you put good basketball in front. So, small markets can work, but it's all about star power. It's like out here in Vegas for wrestling. It's all about star power. You can be a great wrestler, but what do you bring to the table? What do you bring that's going to be marketable? And I think the Suns are trying to do that, but we'll see. NBA been kind of dead since the Clippers got screwed. So we'll go ahead and move forward with that. We'll go ahead.
All right. Last but not least, rest in peace, Biz Markie.
Okay. Biz Markie and Paul Orndorff, Mr. Wonderful, have passed away this past weekend. Biz Markie, of course, a legendary rapper, beatboxer, producer, executive producer, died at the age of 57.
Jeez.
He had a lot of issues with weight and heart problems. He actually lost 140 pounds several years ago to get better in shape, but it seemed to have caught up with him. Absolute legend in the game. Show back when the hip-hop days were really just about, having a good time and really just getting the funky beats off and getting off your swag. Biz was a big part of that, and a lot of rappers and a lot of beatboxers wouldn't be here today. People beating on the table, remember that? Beating on the table, grinding, all those beats. Biz and Dougie Fresh are behind that, all innovators. So it was big to see. Rest in peace, Biz Markie. And of course, Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff, an absolute wrestling legend, headlined with Hogan throughout the 80s, sold out stadium after stadium, even sold over 60+ thousand in Toronto in the Canada area back in the 80s. No one drew as well as Hogan did in the 80s, but also Paul Orndorff was a great partner with him as well. Absolute legend, multiple time Southern champion, television champion, Hall of Famer. He had dementia. He passed away at the age I believe, 72. So let me check this out. But yeah, pretty much everything going on right now with Paul Orndorff. My well wishes go to his family as well as Biz Markie, folks. Rest in peace. Folks, we will be right back with a quick commercial break. But do not go anywhere, folks. This is the Fresco Effect coming up. And then soon, right after, we got the one and only Jay Vidal coming to the studio, folks. So keep it locked and don't go nowhere.
Hey, don't touch the gun, please don't touch me. Don't touch me.
Hey, punk ass! Rats, huh? That's the wrong one. Burglar! You in trouble now! Whoa! Jump! Whoa! Jump!
Check. Okay. Haha, let me put my stuff back on. We getting it locked here. I need one more shot. Folks. Don't forget, folks, you can always give us a call here at the Go Live Vegas app, folks, and right here on the Fresco Show. Keep it locked going on. We got popping. We got it at 702-329-6947, folks, and press the 1. And as we get to the 1, I'm going to go ahead and get 1. Now, Madam Rice, have you ever heard of the phrase, the butterfly effect?
Yeah.
The butterfly effect.
I remember the movie.
Yeah.
The butterfly effect. Yeah, I've heard of it.
I want to introduce you to a new concept.
Okay.
The new concept is actually called
the Fresco effect. The Fresco effect is, to me, something that I've realized I've been doing the last year. Because right now, I got a lot of stuff going on my table. This week at FSW High Octane, myself and Watson go 2-on-2 tag team action versus your favorite, Sky High.
Uh-oh.
Sky High. And, you know, I ain't forget, last time we faced off, we beat y'all. Plain and simple. We beat y'all in the shade. So that was extra great for me. And this time now, it's just you two versus us two. Here's the problem that you guys are about to have. Because we train together. We've done so much as far as grow as superstars in Vegas. But you guys have ran into the wrong people at the wrong time. The last time we were out there at FSW, we got cheated out of the FSW Tag Team Championships thanks to that no good loser, Chris Bay. And now, someone's got to pay for his consequences. And that just happens to be you, Sky High. Because look now, this weekend is all about the faction. We have 2 matches on the card this weekend. We take on Sky High, and also Ice Williams defends the No Limits Championship against Matt Vandergriff. See that right there? Look at that. We look like stars, but we are. We absolutely the top of the line. Look at that, boy. Look at me. That's really it. That's what it comes down to. But honestly, I'm looking at you, Matt Vandergriff. The question is going to be, can you handle the coldest champion on the planet? Now, fun fact here. On this day, it has been 504 days that Ice Williams debuted in FSW. And it has been 540 days since he debuted, and half of that time he has been the No Limits champion. So half of his career he has been No Limits champion. Do you think you got what it takes to stop him, Matt Vandergriff? Without the unguided, without your boy Damian Drake, he's nursing an injury, he's sucking his boo-boos up. What can you do on your own? Now, I've seen you had some great matches. You're out there in Mexico. You're out there against Jake Cartwheel. You take on Jay Vidal. You lost. Now you are going up against the coldest champ. I wish you well, but well doesn't happen in the factions world. Now, back to what I call the Fresco effect. What is my evidence behind this? Okay, let's see who I've been facing the last several months, one-on-one, and let's see how everyone I faced has changed after I faced them for the better. Let's start here. Let's start with my guy, Brandon G.
Okay.
Brandon G, earlier in the year, I took him on one-on-one for the Fight Champ Challenge, and I beat him. He had his best match probably in his life versus me. What has happened ever since? He's a regular on FSW. He's on the show almost every time. He got a win at Versus several months ago, and he linked up with the Greatness book. He is now better off in his career than he's ever been. He's got direction, and he can thank the fly. Next, we got Eli Quick.
Yeah.
Godspeed. Everyone's favorite troll. He made my life a living hell when he came to my show and ambushed me and tried to attack me and disrespect me. What happened? What happened after I pile drove his head to the mat? He's back wrestling now. He's unretired and he's motivated. These are the same guys who couldn't think of what they wanted to do with their careers after a few mishaps. But when they fight Fresco, that career's path is now straight. And of course now, with that going on, Eli Quick is now back in the mode. Fun, filled, and delivered. And also next we have my favorite, The Shade. The Shade has been winning here and there over the past year. But of course, who won the trilogy? Me. And see, look, and see right there, you see his face? Look at that. What happens after he fights the Fly? He goes on and wins 3 more championships, and he's now the new Prince of X champion, and he's rubbing it in my face. But look, I'm actually happy for you, Shade. I'm actually very happy for you because you finally were able to get what you deserved. And you have Fresco-matic to thank for it.
What do you say? You're welcome.
You're welcome, Shade. You're welcome so much. And of course, Papa Yase. Papa Yase killed everybody at the Versus show. I seen a picture of him sitting on a chair with his legs crossed. He done beat up Beast. He done beat up Hollow Point. He done beat up the Shade. I'm like, this is my dog. And ever since then, he done took care of business, and he is on the right track after fighting me in the Fight Champ Challenge. Folks, there is a pattern here. And that goes for my next 2 opponents that I got. And that goes for you, Nino Black. And that goes for you, Cutthroat Cody. Now, I'm only scheduled to face one of you guys in the future. But Nino, all that trash talk about who really runs Northtown. I saw your hashtag today, the real Northtown. That's cute. That's real cute. I was just there yesterday in Northtown, kicking it, having a burrito after a workout. I stay there. I stay there all the time. I don't hear much about Nino Black. All they talk about is the fight champ, Fresco-matic. So you can do all the memes you want and all that. That's cute. But it's never going to produce the results. And Cutthroat, I already said what I got to say to you, man. I already killed you in a promo last week. You going to tell me that you had some song and stuff, and so you couldn't respond to me when you wanted to. But we all know when the fire is dripping like that, you ain't got much to say. You want to come to my spot, my territory, my land, a big valley, and challenge me? You're going to find out one way or another that you, the people running your back here at Big Valley, and you will get dealt with on my way to the top. All right, guys. Let's take one more commercial break, folks, and when we get back, he's finally here. The Cruiserweight Champion is here, folks. I'm bringing Jay Vidal to the studio, and we gonna go live. Don't go anywhere. Bring in your calls. All right, folks. We are here, guys. We are live, folks. Without any further ado, I got to bring to you the Cruiserweight Champion. Brand new, the one and only Jay Vidal. Ha ha! Yeah!
Welcome.
Oh, ha ha! What's popping? Look at that! Look at that! The belt's here! The belt is here!
Yeah, that's on the period.
That's it. We got all the champs.
I want mine to look cute like yours. Can I put it next to yours?
Yeah, you can if you want. You can if you want. Go ahead.
Championship teams, you know what I'm
All right.
oh,
Look at that.
All right.
Got the gold.
Perfecto.
Sit
All
down
right.
over
Yeah,
here.
go ahead. Look at that. Twinsies there. Look at the belts there.
Ooh,
You got a lot of
shining.
gold, man. I brought a lot of champions on this show, man, but I never seen one quite like that, man.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. You know, before we get started, man, you like a shot?
I would love a shot.
There
Let's
you
do it.
go.
Some
Let's
Jose
grab a
Cuervo.
shot.
Ooh.
Let's grab a
All
shot.
right. What is the toast to here?
The toast is to being brand new Cruiserweight champion, Jay
Yes.
Vidal. That's what I'm talking about.
That's
Let's
on
go.
period. Let's do it. Well, I'm not a big drinker. Hold on a second.
You good?
I'm amazing.
Took it like a
Okay.
champ.
Okay. Yeah, you like a champ. Like a champ.
Oh, thank God there's no. Listen, I don't do chasers. My men and my liquor. Two things I don't chase.
Jay, man, how are you feeling today, man? How you feeling today?
I feel amazing today. I woke up today, you know, the vibe is on. I felt great. I'm like, I'm on the Fresco Show today. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Here
of
we
course.
are,
You
here
know how we
are.
get down. You know how we get down. Man, you know, you have made all types of strides here lately. It seems like every time I see you on social media, you're going to a new spot to wrestle either for the first time or you're reoccurring. They want you back. What's it been like for you just being on this new tear the last several months in the business?
You know, something I realized during the pandemic was that at any point, everything could just get taken from you. I had to go, unfortunately, from Las Vegas, move back to Miami. I didn't know if I was going to come back, when I was going to come back. So I made it my business. I said, you know what? We're manifesting this year. This is a year of manifestation, and we're going to only manifest good stuff. So I said, I'm going to go. But you know what? Manifestation, as you might know, comes action. So you got to go hard. You got to go hard during training. You got to go hard in the gym. And I said, I'm going in, you know, all guns blazing when I come back to Vegas. That's what I've been doing, baby. Pow, pow.
For sure. Yeah, this you took a little hiatus back home, but you came back here last year. Now, just kind of run me through it, man. You know, if I were to tell you 2 years ago where you would be at this point, would you have really believed it, or would you have been like, that's exactly what the plan's been all along?
It's like I laid out. I feel like, you know, I've been planning this ever since I was a kid. And I feel like everything's just, you know, rolling out. But there's always points, unfortunately, and I'm sure that you've had this too, where we as performers, we doubt ourselves. And, you know, one thing happens, another thing happens. But I'm a firm believer that when bad things happen, it's only to launch you even further.
Yeah.
It pulls you back, and the more back it pulls you, the further it launches you.
Yeah.
So maybe 2 years ago, I was really in a rough spot, and a lot of people don't know that. I moved out here to Vegas. I didn't have a plan. I moved into Seagull Suites. I literally hopped on a plane. That's what I did. I didn't even have a car. I just took all my stuff.
The big risk.
The big
hopped
on a
risk.
plane. There were nights where I didn't eat, you know, so I didn't even know, like, how my future was going to look. And luckily, you know what I mean? The universe has been blessing me, and things are going good, and I'm super grateful.
Absolutely.
That's awesome.
That's great to hear, man, because you've definitely shown so much in a short amount of time as far as striving and really just making your moves. Tell me what it was like growing up for you with wrestling. Was wrestling ever involved growing up with you, or was it something that you picked up later, or how did that come about?
Wow. So my earliest memory of even being, you know, a human on this planet is I remember I was like 4 or 5 years old, and I walked out. We were living in like a small apartment at this time, and my older brother was watching WWF SmackDown. And I believe it was an episode where Big Show went and gave the double choke slam to Funaki and to Taka Michinoku. And that was my earliest memory of wrestling. And I remember vividly that my brother and I used to play WWF SmackDown, just bring it all the time against each other.
Yeah, wow.
So,
wow.
yeah.
Pulling back memories there.
Yeah.
Pulling back the memories there for sure.
The easy story mode that you would get through in like one day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you get through the whole thing, the whole season. You know, won chips. You got multiple titles. You're like, yeah, should I take this match? Yeah, I'm gonna whoop his ass. You whoop his ass. You want to, those good moments. Good moments.
Yes.
You know, you've definitely done that, man. But you know, kind of walk me through, man. What was it like growing up? So you grew up in Miami, or you grew up around the Florida area?
So initially, I was born in Santurce, Puerto Rico. At 2 years old, a lot of people don't know this, I actually moved over here to Vegas. My family wanted to get out of, you know, the ghetto and everything. So they wanted a better life for us. They moved over here to Vegas. At about 10 or 11 is when we moved to Tampa. Then from Tampa, we moved straight over to that Fort Lauderdale, Miami area. A little bit north, Pompano Beach. Shout out Kodak Black. So it's that 954, you know what I mean? So I always say Miami because Miami's like what it'll be known more as. But it would be like you saying, if you say like, you know, I'm from Northtown, then, you know, somebody in other states will be like, what's Northtown?
All right.
But if you say, you know, I'm from Vegas, like, oh, okay, you're from Vegas.
For sure.
So that's like what Broward County was to me.
Okay, excellent, man. Excellent, man. That's always nice to hear. Kind of like what exactly did you kind of go through growing up? For you, you've had a lot of different challenges. You know, one being in the community. I want you to kind of pull back the curtain a little bit. You know, what was it kind of like growing up and growing up in a situation where you, when did you first know that not only were you part of the gay community, but you wanted to be a wrestler? Were those things kind of in sync, or was it kind of one thing at a time?
Wow. So my childhood, a lot of people, some people know this, some people don't. I went through a lot of troubles in my childhood, unfortunately. She's doing great now, and I'm so proud of her. But growing up, my mom was an addict. And unfortunately, with that, I was also discovering in that same time era that I was gay. And it was always something that I tried to brush over the back of my mind, like, no, I'm not gay. Let me, go get a girlfriend, and you know what I mean. So I'll be able to get rid of the gay. You don't get rid of the gay. The gay stays with you. But yeah, I started discovering that, and I was about 13 when it really hit me. I was laying in bed, and I'm like, there's nothing I could do. Like, I could try to put on whatever videos I could try to put on. I could try to talk to girls and, end up hurting their feelings or whatever the case might be. But I'm not attracted to women at all. I'm attracted to men. And unfortunately, I didn't really have a choice when it came to like coming out and stuff. I ended up telling a girl in school, because when you're nervous and you're, getting out to people, you, instead of saying I'm gay, you say, hey, I'm bisexual. Test the waters a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, is it hot? Is it cold? Is it okay? And the girl ended up telling everybody in the school.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
So, I mean, I guess, that ended up working out for the better, because when you're a loner, in a sense, I feel like you're less held back by people. You're more like in tune to just be like, hey, you know what? I'm going to shoot for the stars, and who cares if people like me or don't like me for it.
Exactly. Brandy Merrick says she loves you, Jay.
Oh, tell her I love her too.
Absolutely. So, so now you got this going on. You're dealing with growing up in a not so easy environment. You're trying to be strong for yourself as far as what you have going on with you and your personal preferences. What gave you kind of the confidence and the strength to kind of not only persevere, but turn it into a positive for you and your career?
Ooh, I think it was like I just had no choice. When you're all the way at the bottom, there's no way to go but up. You're either going to stay at the bottom, or you're going to say, hey, you know what, I'm tired of being here at the bottom, and I'm going to find my way up and out of this. There's times in my life where I have experienced nothing but amazing things, and there's a lot of times in my life, growing up, I should say, not now, luckily as an adult, that things just never went well. And I said, you know what, that little bit of amazing stuff going on, I know I could get through it. And you start watching these like documentaries on wrestling, and you start seeing wrestlers that went through stuff, and it might not have been the same stuff, but for example, like Jeff Hardy getting through his addiction, that I was like, oh, he was in a dark spot and he got out of it. I'm in a dark spot right now. I could get out of it.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Nice.
Absolutely. So I would say probably from then on, who was one of your biggest influences wrestling-wise growing up? I know there's probably a few, but is there anyone in particular that you just said, no matter what, I got to see that wrestler every time?
It was Shawn Michaels. I was a huge Shawn Michaels fan growing up.
Big.
Yes. I remember my first show in Las Vegas. I think it was like 2005. I remember just seeing all these stars, thinking I'm going to be in that ring one day, and almost every show that I went to, I would be like, okay, is Shawn Michaels on it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So those things, like Shawn Michaels was always that top tier star for me. I still study him to this day, and I am a firm believer that the LGBTQ community in wrestling is big, but it's so diverse that you got different, workers who represent different things in their community.
Yeah, for sure.
I try to be the Shawn Michaels of the LGBTQ community if possible.
For sure. You know what? That's very true. I see so many different colors, so many different reflections of wrestlers in the community. I met Mariah Marino several weeks ago at the Amped Up show in Compton, and she was just very nice. Didn't even realize that she was one of the pioneers, on the coast as far as for trans wrestlers. And then, of course, you got like the Shady Guys. You guys are two different breeds, and two different athletes. It's really cool to see because it reminds me a lot of ways in its own way of how black wrestlers are kind of coming up in their own way. I feel like there is so many talented, community wrestlers all over the world that are finally getting their shine. Like, we were out there in Tampa, seeing Pero, do his thing, and other wrestlers all across who are just trying to, just keeping it locked. How's that for you, seeing just so many at one time being represented? 'Cause I know that's not something we used to see all the time, if not at all.
Yeah, I mean, going back to your point of not seeing a lot at all, I remember when I first broke into wrestling, it was almost unheard of to be gay. When I was like 16, I believe, I saw Darren Young come out. And when Darren Young came out, I said, you know what? If this guy is gay and WWE supports him, now I know deep in my heart I have the opportunity, he opened up doors for a lot of people in the LGBTQ community.
Absolutely.
And then you start slowly seeing more and more people just come out. Hey, I'm actually bisexual. Hey, I'm actually pansexual. I've been hiding it this whole time. When I broke into wrestling, I don't mention the school that I initially broke in with, just to not give them any credit or clout, because Gangrel did retrain me from the ground up.
I see.
But when I first started, I remember the promoter who was there, he would be like, other wrestlers would come to me who knew that I was gay, and I would ask them hey, does he know? And they're like, oh, you probably shouldn't say anything. Hey, he would say stuff like, hey, brother, I hope Jay isn't, the explicit word to represent gay, because I don't like those type of people.
Wow.
So unfortunately, I never came out. I kept it. I was in the closet. I'm grateful that Gangrel was one of the coaches over there, and I would always give him rides. And I guess one of the students told him that I was gay. And on a ride back, he asked me, he's like, "Mijo, you gay?" And I'm like, "No." I got a girlfriend.
Snap reaction.
No. Gay? Me?
Wait.
Me? And he just basically said, hey, I take my time, to help you with stuff. I just would appreciate it if you told me. And it hit me in my heart, and I was like, yeah, I'm gay. And he said, well, why don't you, tell people? Why aren't you being, yourself? And I said, because, we just won the tag team championships over here. And, I don't want to lose these titles. And unfortunately, that promotion that I worked for did tell us, hey, this is the be all end all. Unless you're trying to make it to WWE, you shouldn't be working other places. So
oh man, hit you with that?
Yeah. So
hit you with that?
Oh my God, my first 2 years in wrestling, I was just working for one promotion. I couldn't work anywhere else.
Oh gosh.
But yeah, so Gangrel, he inspired me. He said, listen, if that promoter doesn't like you because you're gay, then screw him, and you need to be yourself no matter what. And when he opened up Gangrel's Wrestling Asylum, I remember the first thing I did, I said goodbye to a promoter, and I remember I was set up for this fatal 4-way match, and it was almost like the cheese trying to keep the rat in. It was
he's like, let me throw you a little bone.
Yeah.
Let me throw you a little bone. Here you go. It's a fatal 4-way. You might win some.
Again, super crazy and this and that. And I said, I don't, me as a human, I said, I'm not going to just, take this and then run. I said, before the show even happened, I'm going to let him know, hey, I'm leaving. And I didn't end up having the match. Hopefully I get to work super crazy down the road.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, no, I didn't end up having the match, and I ended up going to Gangrel's, and he retrained me from the ground up, and always, he even had a pride flag over there at the asylum.
Oh, that's cool.
And he was like, look, mijo, that's for you. And, it'd be the pride flag hanging down. Yeah.
That's cool.
So I want to talk about, we've talked about, where you've come from. I kind of want to talk about a little bit where you are right now. So I see a lot of you posting your fitness, shoulder day, chest day. And my question is, fitness, is this something that you were always into, or did wrestling kind of give you that jump start to work on your nutrition and fitness?
It was wrestling. I actually wasn't, big in. Pour me another Jose Cuervo. We're going to have a shot,
no.
too. Pour me another. Don't just be high well without me.
Okay. All right.
No, wrestling was definitely what made me get my body fit. I started realizing there was just a point when it hit me hey, there's people who, who maybe I feel, you know, in the humblest way fashion that I'm better than, but they're getting looked at because of their bodies. This is an aesthetic business, you know.
Absolutely.
Which is why I try to tell the new people that are coming up when I help them out, like, hey, this is an aesthetic business. Like, I'm now getting these opportunities, yes, because of my personality, yes, I'm getting my name out there, but if my body, you know, didn't look as good, and right now I feel like it's still at, like, you know, like, if we're counting this by grades, it's still like at grade like 1 or 2. Like, I'm not even at, like, you know, my senior form yet, so to say.
Yeah, I feel you, bro. Same with me, man.
Exactly, and like, you get it. Like, it's an aesthetic business. You're gonna get overlooked if your body doesn't look good. So, and you know, after starting to get my body look good, I'm like, whoa, hold on, like, you know, more people are hitting on me. You know,
Hey, it's a
This
whole
feels good.
it's a whole different world when you feeling more fit and people noticing. You're like, yeah, you see the muscles. You, you see what's popping. You see what's going on. You see what's going on. So you come to Vegas and you're still going by, you know, Jaden Rhythm.
Ah.
You know, Jaden the Rhythm.
Oh no.
Hey, Jaden the Rhythm.
Oh no.
You know, and one second. Someone's asking, Jay, what are your social media accounts?
Oh, babe, my social media is at the JAIVIDAL, at the J Vidal for everything.
Everything.
For Twitter, Instagram. You know, Facebook and all.
That's good. That's good. See, mine's got all screwed up because I would have Fresco Matic, but I would have one T on one of them, but then the other one wouldn't have the one T. So I got the 2 T's on it for Twitter, and it's like, who has Fresco Matic with the 1 T? And I look at it, and it's some bubble account with an egg, and I'm like, get this account out of here. I want continuity too, but you know, I got to play different universes. So, anyways, we go back. You start off as Jaden Rhythm. Right, and and everyone sees that you're a good wrestler, but explain to me kind of what was going on with the raver feel, because you came in with a mask. You look like a I don't know what it was. It was it was some kind of like smoke mask. You're teaming up with me, and I'm like, oh, okay. This must be a Florida thing. He must be in the EDC or something. You know, kind of explain to me what that was and what eventually got you to this.
Before we get any further, I'm gonna do a shot to not being Jaden Rhythm anymore.
No more Jaden Rhythm.
No more Jaden Rhythm.
No more of that.
If it counts at all, I only know you by J Vidal. So.
Oh, see, there you go. That's what.
Perfect.
That's what you want. That's what you want. You don't want them seeing the deep cuts, man. The deep cuts.
Oh, jeez.
I went through some name changes when I first started. I was a lot of people don't know this. I actually used to rave a lot.
Nice.
Show.
And that so it started interfering with my wrestling at one point, like to a point where, like, instead of finding happiness in what I love, which is professional wrestling, I was finding happiness in partying and other stuff. Because, you know, I was young. You know, I still am young, but at that point I was even younger, and I was like getting introduced to, like, okay, I could go to clubs. Okay, because Florida clubs aren't like over here in Vegas. Y'all gotta be 21 and up. Over there in Florida it was 18 and up. So I started getting introduced to raving, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna rave. I'm gonna, like, you know what I mean, just party, this and that. My wrestling name is gonna be, it was initially Jaden Ecstasy. Okay,
Jaden Ecstasy?
Jaden Ecstasy.
Really?
Oh my god.
Jaden Ecstasy. That's crazy.
Yes.
I never knew that.
It was like, you know, like a play, like I mostly meant to, you know, to be like ecstatic, you know, but like it was and so initially I did like 1 or 2 shows, and the promoter was like, hey, you know, I like you as a person, I like your character, we can't use that name, there's kids that come here, they're gonna get the wrong idea. Cool. So I was like, there's a subgenre of EDM called rhythm, which is like a subgenre of dubstep.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'll be Jaden Rhythm. Nobody understood it but me. So I just would come out there, you know, where my headbangers at? You know, hit people in the corner.
Jaden Rhythm.
Yes. So once I actually stopped raving, and again, it was because of Gangrel. Like, people might think, oh, like, you know, he name drops him a lot, and this. Nah, man. Like, the guy has literally been like a dad to me. Like, I can't say that
For sure.
with any deeper of a meaning. I remember I missed a show to go to Ultra 2018, and when I came back, he sat me down and he's like, listen, like, I just want you to know, like, I love you, but I don't need you here. Like, if you're not going to be looking at wrestling to be your be all end all, you know, like, I can't, you know, keep giving you my support. And he's like, you have potential. but you're wasting your potential.
I see.
And I'm like, hold on, there's this guy that I grew up watching that I used to create in like WWE games, and he's telling me that he sees potential in me, and
Wow. Yeah,
I'm
that's
not
gotta
even
be big.
seeing it, in myself. So
It's gotta be big. It's gotta be big, man. So you get rid of Jaden Rhythm, who he's hopefully he's somewhere in Jamaica relaxing.
Yeah, just
you know what I'm saying with it, and then and now you are Jay Vidal. You start off. You're hot. You're getting hotter and hotter, and then here comes Parada. You guys become the bad bitches instantly. One of the fan favorites here in town, and we kind of fast forward now, and you're back to being single, solo star. You've done a lot of things already in your career, as you see here. Of course, you've won the Cruiserweight Championship here from, is it RJN? Or
yes, RJN Promotions in California.
Let's say, look, our belts are twinning right now. Look at the belts twinning. That's your first singles championship, is that correct?
Yes, that's correct. Yeah.
Okay, man. Just run me through that, man. Everyone has their own when it comes to stories of winning their first singles title. What's it like for you, and what was going through your mind?
I remember as soon as the bell rung, I just told myself, take it all in. Take it all in. I was hoping it was actually my second show over there for RJN Promotions, and I thought to myself, I hope people like me. I hope that they like me enough to see me as a champion.
Yeah.
And as soon as that bell rang, I started looking around, and that little voice at the back of my head said, take this all in, because you're only going to win your first singles championship once. Yeah.
Once.
I took it in. And yeah, it was amazing.
It was that's great to see, man. It's always good to see when guys are out here, guys who I really, really fuck with, are really putting in that work, and they're making the travel. It's like you just came back from Utah the other night, and you other places. You're always in Arizona. You're all up in Northern California. You're making the rounds right now. There's very few in the game right now on the coast that's hotter than Jay Vidal, man. Is there any opponents that you feel can finally come see you and face you one-on-one? Any in particular in the scene that you want to face still?
Well, there's a few. I mean, my list is still very much open. As we start knocking them down, more people start, the names start just like going up. I was grateful enough that I was able to face one of my best friends, Matt Vandergrift, and Damian Drake as well. Eli Everfly was on my list at one point, and we had like an amazing match over at FSW.
Yeah.
Not just because you're here, but I do want to have that one-on-one with you that we've always talked about having.
Absolutely, that'd be sick, man. That'd be tight. I mean, shoot, look what we doing right now, man.
Yes.
That's a money match, man. That's a money match, but I gotta ask, we all work for this for a certain goal. What is your biggest goal that you would want to achieve, if nothing else, in this industry? What would that be?
We all have, in my opinion, we all have goals, and then we have dreams. So goals are what you could see yourself actually doing. Dreams are what, what I mean? Like what you see yourself doing way down the line that might not be in your immediate future. My goal is to get signed to WWE, because I know that there's, growing up, I didn't have an LGBTQ star to look at who was like me. I want to be that for somebody. I know that there's a boy out there, whether there's those, super, parents who don't want to hear this. There's a boy out there who's hiding, and he's, painting his nails in the closet because he can't do it in front of his parents because, he's scared about what they're going to say, or if they're going to disown him, or whatever the case might be. I want to be an inspiration to that boy or girl or whoever it might be, so they could look up to me and say, hey, he made it. He went through what I went through. That means that I could go through what I'm going through and make it to that next level, make it to the top. So my goal is to get signed to WWE, and my ultimate dream is to one day be in the Hall of Fame.
Excellent.
Nice.
Those are great goals. To me, those are goals for you. I know that we're on new territory right now as far as influence, right? As far as being in front of people who may not have seen anyone like you before, or like you, but like finally someone like me is represented. So it's awesome to see, really, because seeing it grow from it being a spot where people never talked about it to the point now where it's open conversation and people, you know, people are now finally starting to, you know, understand and, you know, and let you do your thing. And I think that's just a huge situation. Not only that, but like outside of all of that, you're an amazing wrestler, pound for pound, compared to anybody in the game right now. So that's why I kind of asked who will be your opponent you want to face. Because truth be told, you probably could get a banger out of any of them. You know, so it's great to see, man, because we all got to have our goals hard representing and putting on for our people. Absolutely. And putting on for who we want to say, hey, like I could, if that person did, I can do it too.
Yes.
I got a game for you, Jay.
Let's do it.
I got a game for you.
I love games.
It's a 3-word association game. Madam Rice is going to give you a name of a certain person, and I want you to give the 3 words that come to your mind first.
3 words.
3 words that come to your mind first on that person or that thing. Go ahead, Madam Rice.
All right. Big E.
Oh, not that one.
Oh.
Yep.
Got it.
Big E.
All right. I got it. Miami.
Oh, Miami. Party all night.
Cardi B.
A legendary woman.
FSW.
Home of Jay.
Home of Jay.
A. Alice in Danger.
Let's see. I don't even know if 3 words could be used.
You got to
describe
find 3.
this. An amazing trainer.
The Shade.
An amazing rival.
Zoe Stark.
Agreed.
Oh God, only 3 words.
Only 3 words.
Is
Only 3 words.
best friend 3 words and 2 words? Is that 1 word?
However you do it.
She's a best friend.
All right.
Strella and Maz.
No, I'm kidding. I love them.
Prada.
My bad bitch.
Oh man, we miss you, Parada.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Period.
Okay, and one more for me, Joe DeFalco.
Joe DeFalco. Giving me a chance. Oh, giving a chance. How about that?
Giving a chance, huh?
He's good at
He
this
gave
game.
me a chance.
I put you on the card, huh?
he you know what I mean? He gave me that platform to be Jay Vidal. Where I don't think a lot of people would have given that platform. They would have been like, I don't know if this is gonna work. I don't know. You know, he gave me that platform and he gave me the ball, and hopefully I've been running with it in the best, you know, of my ability since.
Absolutely, man. You know, Jay, man, just seeing you grow from the time you came here to the time we see you now is just full circle. You really seem to be picking up a whole lot of stride, and it's just continuing to grow. I feel like a lot of our class is kind of doing a similar thing, but you're just in your own category right now, so it's big. You know, you won a title. We all felt so excited for that, and then you having that banger main event at Big Valley against the Shade. You know, that was something I'm like, yo, like I'm really in the presence of like other great.
That was awesome.
You know, great talents in front of me right now. So it's truly an honor to have you here, man. You want to give one more shot, but while we wrap up here.
Listen, if you pour,
I knew he was gonna be like, I don't know about a third.
Because I need. I'm about to drive, and let me tell you something. Jay Vidal is a lightweight, baby. Don't get it twisted. Jay Vidal is not a drinker.
Okay.
We do partake in stuff that is legal here in Las Vegas, but Jay Vidal is not a drinker.
I got these 2 videos to play real quick. This is from earlier in the Fresco Effect. This made me laugh. First, it was from Eli Quick. Going in on Hyperstreak, another enemy that I've made throughout time. You face Hyperstreak, right? I'm sorry, Gregory Sharp.
Gregory Sharp.
And I want to see if you enjoyed this. If you can play for me real quick. The other one, yeah, that one. There you go. If you can hear it.
Hey, yo, Greg, man, it's been 3 days. You haven't said shit to me.
And of course,
Got me back in the booth rapping.
one of your rivals
I hate
was
doing
getting down there, and I'm going to hear the lyrics on it. Yeah, he was getting roasted.
Yo,
and
Red Sharp is a bitch.
It's bad.
This Sunday beat his ass all over Twitch. 6 feet, 8 miles in a ditch.
Okay.
Yo, too scared like my name with me. Money in the bank, and that ain't a stimmy.
Greg Sharp
In the back of an ambulance, here comes NWO
I
with the
thought we were
singing.
done after I beat Greg Sharp, but then he wants to come and attack me after the match. It has been a trend to to make your name with Jay Vidal as of late. I've noticed that in whatever promotion I go to. Greg Sharp, I guess, is no exception. He wants to keep it going, baby. I could keep it going. We could literally be forever. It doesn't matter to me. Like, I do got other goals. I do want to, like, you know, grab that Nevada State champion, or, you know what I mean, with all due respect to, you know, your Lights Camera faction buddy, Ice, you know, like, he's never faced Jay Vidal one-on-one. He's faced Jaden Ridham, but Jay Vidal's a whole nother animal. But you know what I mean? It's until then, though, Greg Sharp, this could go forever. And I just hope that you're watching your back. And while we're on it, actually, could you go ahead and grab me that title over there? My title, if that's okay with you. I'm sorry to make you get up over here.
It's okay. I understand.
Thank you.
The championship vibes.
Because July 31st, I will actually be in LA for RJM Promotions, and I'm also setting up a challenge over there. Yeah, if anybody wants to step to the Jay Vidal, hey, it's open. The ring is open.
Look at that.
You want to know what that's on?
That's on period. That's on period. All right, folks, that's all the time we have here today. Thank you so much for stopping by. Jay Vidal, the Cruiserweight Champion. For Madam Rice, I am the street sweeper, the fly, the baddest man alive. And once again, thank you for tuning in to the Fresco Show. Holla!